Welcome back to my channel. Today we have more Reddit stories to talk about, and sit tight and let's jump right into it. This one is under RSG dating scene. Was it a cultural misinterpretation on my side? I, 23, am white European, have been dating this Singaporean girl, 23, female Chinese Asian, for a few weeks. We met on a dating app, went on a few dates, and ended up in a situationship-esque relationship. I mean, what's new? I feel like in our current generation, everyone is in a situationship. Like, they're just jumping from situationship, friendships, and then like dating, and then back to situationship. I feel like no one knows what they want, and they just wanna F around. Now, as an exchange student, I usually wouldn't think much of this type of relationship, as it's clear that I will go home eventually and know that long-distance relationships over such distances are, well, suboptimal. However, I end up developing feelings for this girl, granted quicker than I should have, to the point of me looking for ways to make it work, especially since she told me that she wants to come to Europe for her masters. Okay, but now to the issue. Throughout the whole relationship, I received mixed signals from her that I interpreted as her showing me the will to move towards something more serious. As I have close to zero experience dating Singaporean girls seriously, I need your advice whether I'm delulu, have been misled, or simply can't read people correctly. Firstly, at our very first date, she told me her father is not the biggest fan of white guys and be prepared to not be accepted by him. I mean, if we are just FWB or situationship with no future beyond my comeback home, why would you tell me that? No, not as a fun fact, but as when that happens, be ready. Okay, I think I have an idea about why she told him that. Because in her head, I think she likes this guy. She likes OP. And that's why she's telling him that, if something does transpire between them, that they become boyfriend girlfriends, there might not be a solid future. So maybe we can date, maybe we have fun, we realize that, what we have is real, but then eventually it will be tough. Like, it will be tough when you actually meet the parents. They might not accept you, but maybe they will come to accept you, we don't know. But I think she is definitely more on the serious side compared to OP. Okay, and then secondly, in my time here, I have not found Singaporean girls to be especially oversharing. Usually, it will take few dates for any substantive conversation. Is that a real word? Usually, it will take few days for any substantive conversation beyond work, school, vacation, etc. With her, it was different right away. She shared in great detail many of her insecurities and traumas, often framing it as, if we were to continue dating, then you need to know blah blah blah. Again, from my experience dating in Europe, this would be somewhat of a sign to move towards something more serious. But given my experience with Singaporean girls, I saw that as even more of a clear sign. You know what? Yeah, I think she is serious. It's just that maybe she's insecure, maybe she has a lot of doubts because this guy is gonna fly back. And she might be taking her masters in Europe. Nothing's confirmed yet, but she's trying to picture like maybe a possibility in the future that they could be together for real. So I do think that she is somewhat serious. Another thing was when we met on 𝐓𝐤𝐸𝐸 Eve. What's 𝐓𝐤𝐸𝐸? Chinese New Year Eve. I picked her from the airport for a date. She ended up having to leave abruptly for a spontaneous family dinner. She went from, "I'm sorry, but we're not serious enough yet. In Chinese culture, you don't take a boy home if you're not in a proper relationship," to asking me if I want to come after all in like 20 minutes. Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, and then finally she made sure to wish me happy Valentine's Day, which was in a period of time when she was overseas. And she got a bit mad at me that I forgot about it. After a very intense phase of about a month, she started to avoid meeting me and texted me less, and using more and more formal, less loving language until I confronted her about it. What is less loving language? Like, okay, so whatever that is, she's having a hot and cold phase right now because she wants to bring him home for Chinese New Year Eve, and then she's mad he doesn't wish her on like Valentine's Day. And then she started to stop meeting him, started to not text him. This kind of thing is common. Like now I like low-key get what men mean when they are always so confused about the signals that girls give off, because most of the things that we think about, we don't say it. Everything is in the head. We are probably thinking things like, oh, I want him, but it feels like he doesn't want me. But if I tell him that, it might make me look a bit more like too desperate, so maybe I should cool it off, and then they go like a quiet, passive aggro phase. We don't know. That's why we are here already, trying to decode what women actually think. She said that she can't be with me, quoting that she's not ready for a long distance relationship again, and that I'm unreasonable for thinking it has been serious in the first place. As I asked her about the plans to come to Europe, she said that even if she came to Europe, she wouldn't be with me. And that one of the reasons for her not willing to continue, I suggested we still can see each other before I go, is that I live too far away from her, which is 1 hour plus with MRT, and that she can't justify it with her current workload. Man, she is giving me a headache. I tried to text her since then. She said explicitly that it will be okay without me asking and that we can remain friends. She ignored and soft blocked me on her Instagram. What is soft blocking? Yo, I don't know. Half of what he's typing, I don't know what he meant, but now again, I know that it was not smart to attach myself before the what are we talk. I'm not questioning that. However, I'm not sure if I misread the cultural context of her behavior and it's really, really bothering me. My question is, have I been love bombed or did I misinterpret the signs, or if I did, was it due to me misunderstanding the cultural cues, or am I simply the Lulu? Edit. Important fact I forgot was that she was in a long-distance relationship with a European guy for many years before. She told me that they broke up due to not willing to continue going long distance. As to who broke up, I do not know. Yeah, I think I was right. I think she did entertain the possibility of them possibly being together at first, and then halfway she just decided to switch gears and think maybe long distance is way too hard, and she's dated European guys before, it didn't work out, and her father didn't approve of the guy even after years of dating. And then maybe like as the time go by and she managed to really think about the logistics of such a relationship actually working out, and she decided, you know what, maybe we can be friends, but I don't want to pursue anything serious anymore, and that's why she's putting distance with you. So I think this kind of thing is really common because girls overthink a lot. Like we have 10,000 things in our head that we don't say, and men can never know because men are not psychic, and we are kind of bad at communicating what we actually think, because then we'll be like, but what if the and then eventually we just never say what we actually feel. But yeah, it is very clear as day that this whatever they have, it's not gonna work out because number one, he's going back. Number two, her family doesn't really like white men, and she herself said that even if she goes to Europe, the chances of her being together with him is low because she doesn't really want to travel, and also she has too much things to deal with, like her current workload. So I think he should just move on. It's not that deep. I feel like these things come and go. Like you could have a lot of crushes on people. You can have a lot of like fleeting, romance with people that just don't work out. It's just part of life. Let's read the comments. Oh, someone said something funny. She's Asian, but her dad is not accepting of white guys. Won't either the mom or the dad be white? Lol, what's this hate towards his own race or the wife's race? OP said her dad is the Chinese one. My understanding was that he considered white men, especially in Asia, to be womanizers, apparently due to his experiences at work. She also told me that her dad didn't acknowledge her ex-boyfriend even after years of them being together. I mean, sidetrack a bit, but I do think that there's some truth to that. I feel like there's always this thing going on that Asian women like white guys. I feel like, yes, in a sense, we do kind of like white guys because the babies were cute. And also because white guys are taller than most Asian men. And I don't know, growing up, I always liked blonde guys with like blue eyes. I think it was partly due to Captain America. Like I was watching a lot of white guy movies, and it shaped my perception of what I considered to be hot or what I considered to be beautiful growing up. So I guess that's why some Asian women prefer white guys. But I do agree that there's some truth to it that they are playboys, especially the ones in Asian countries. I feel like they've been around, they go around. Okay, on to our next story. This one is called Catfish, then hit with attitude and entitlement again. Possibly meal ticket this time, lol. Okay, catfishing on dating apps honestly feels too common now, and it's not in the sense that the person looks a bit different in real life. Most of the time, they look noticeably worse in person. I talked to this girl on Hinge for a week before meeting up. When we finally met, she looked nothing like her pictures, which is sadly something I'm already used to. She's a 5'10" in person, but the bigger issue was her attitude. She had a whole list of dating requirements sent to me, which was around 200 words generated with AI. That alone didn't bother me, so I asked her out. What bothered me was how she carried herself in person. She was always friendly and enthusiastic on text, but didn't smile when we greet each other. No expression, and honestly lacked basic conversational skills. I brought it up respectfully, and she admitted that she might still be in work mode. She might still be in work mode? What does that even mean? Oh, like if she's working 9 to 6 and then she's like bored, or maybe she's too focused, or maybe she's too tired. Maybe that's work mode. I don't know. The thing is, before we met, I did specifically ask if she was seeing someone else. She dodged the question and simply stated that she's single. I asked her out on weekend as to avoid low energy issues after work, but she declined, stating that she preferred dinners after working hours. You know what? This is giving you are a side piece. This is giving you are the side piece. She's treating you like a side piece, like maybe as a distraction, as a rebound. I don't know. She's giving sus. I was ready to move on to someone else and told her that we can meet up in the future instead. She started explaining that she was going on a trip that weekend. I gave her the benefit of the doubt on this one, which is my biggest mistake. When we first met, I found out that she was actually lying because she doesn't even recall about having a trip. So her stories don't add up. She is faking it. She is having a double life. And she doesn't remember what she told to who. There was also a clear lack of basic manners. She didn't thank me for making the restaurant reservation. Didn't thank the waiter who brought the food. Didn't thank me after we got the drinks. I planned everything and got paid for everything. And paid for everything without saying a thing. But her sense of entitlement was pretty noticeable. Once again, I felt like I completely wasted my time. I mean, first off, when she sent you a whole list of dating requirements, is that not a red flag? I mean, that looks pretty red to me. Like, if you want to date someone and you send them a 200-word dating requirement, like, what is this? Is this like some interview or like what? I feel like the first few dates on, like, if you're dating from a dating app and then you're meeting in person, it should just be about chill. The chill, see whether you vibe, whether you have chemistry, and then maybe 5 dates and onwards, then you can talk about serious things like, do you want to get married? What do you think about kids? You know, that kind of thing. But she just straight up sent him 200 words of requirements. It's either she is like heartbroken for too many times, or she is like 30 and above, and she really wants to settle down with a guy, don't want to waste time. Yeah, I don't know. When you see a catfish next time, just leave, bro. And then OP says, I will feel bad if I leave because of that. What do you mean? Why will you feel bad? It's like if you receive a defective good, will you feel so paiseh that you don't want to return it? Like, what if you pay $100 for a camera and it's like faulty? Like, will you just keep it because you paiseh to return it? No, you want to refund it, right? Oh, someone said this cool ass comment. This is why I usually ask for video call first if possible. It's not a bit iffy though. Like, how would you ask the girl for a video call then? Like, I wouldn't, if it was me, I wouldn't even accept a call. I wouldn't accept a video call. Just because I think it's pretty intimate. I think it's something you do as a friend. Like late night call with a friend. But video call first time is a bit, number one, it's informal. Number two, it's like low effort. Like am I booty calling you right now? Nah, I feel like on the first date, you should always meet up. I don't know, maybe I'm traditional that way, but I just feel like it's the right sequence of events. Like if I accept a video call from someone I'm talking to, probably friend zone. Me as a girl, I want to look good on my first date. I want to like do makeup, I want to do my hair, I want to make sure I look good, pretty for a date. So if I accept a video call, I'm not gonna do makeup just to video call you. You know what I mean? Like I would just probably wake up, accept a video call, and then like no makeup, I have eye bags and whatever. Yeah, it means that I don't really care about what you see. That means I probably don't like you that much to care about that. Okay, this next one is I think it's like an open forum kind of question. What's the most extreme someone did to chase you? I will start first. Honestly, Singaporean guys are quite romantic. I was on Bumble, he saw me there first, and because my name is pretty unique, he was curious, searched up my name on IG and followed me. My flower business IG is also on the bio, so he shot his shot by DMing my flower IG business, wanting to order 199 roses. Okay, I accepted it and made the bouquet, and the next day before delivering, he said to me, "Can you add in a note in the bouquet for me?" The note was, "Hey, 𝘓𝘓𝘦𝘦𝘱, I saw that you posted about your birthday recently and this 199 roses was actually meant for you. I managed to come across your page thanks to Bumble. Apart from your beauty, you seem like a sweet and interesting lady. I hope I get the chance to know you more." The gesture was so sweet, doing all that to get my attention. I can't believe it. I'm dating him now. Guess that worked. Edit. Hello, I'm the guy she's dating. There's more to it. Sorry, I wanted to clarify. She had a page linked to her IG bio that she talked about humanitarian crisis and how she can help and let others be more knowledgeable about it. I clicked onto the link and read through everything that she wrote. I felt like it resonated with me and she seemed so kind, wanting to help others, and I value that a lot. I didn't think a simple DM would get her to reply me since she was pretty and I did feel out of her league, haha. I knew I had to shoot my shot and do something unique and went with buying flowers on her page. Since her birthday passed recently, I thought it was more sincere and thoughtful that I give her that. I never done this for a girl, just her, and even if she rejected me, she deserves the flowers. Not many people care about world affairs like she did. She wakes up at 5 a.m. to make food for elderly and I admire that. Shut up, that is so cute, what? This guy single-handedly breaking the market for men. This is crazy. I feel like they deserve each other, like they're so kind and so sweet. But I mean, low-key, I feel like if you really, really want to buy flowers for that girl, it would make more sense to surprise her by buying from a different store. But I get it. I get it that you want to support a business and also you want to buy something for her. Yeah. I mean, it's still cute. It's still sweet. Burning question. How much does 199 roses cost? Must be a bomb. I just checked online from some random flower shop and it ranges from 500 to 800 AA. Oh my god. $500 just to shoot your shot. That is a big shot. Like, she has to be super pretty. Okay, this one is another deep story. Your parents' marriage and their level of emotional maturity have a lot of impact on how you view love, dating, and relationships more than you would ever think. Reddit has been my safe space and my outlet, where I write my thoughts out ever since I've broken up in September 2023. This community has been kind to me and I'm grateful. Something that I've been reflecting on for the past 3 months is how I realized that my own parents' marriage has distorted my own perception of what love and marriage truly is. This is not easy to write, as it opens up past wounds and tribulations again. But for lesson's sake, I shall. Need to break the pattern, if not, the loop will keep on repeating. I hope you guys will find this useful, that can help to navigate your own journey, especially in dating and choosing the right partner for you. Do you realize that your view of marriage is very negative? There's couples in happy marriages, you know. My best friend calling me out and correcting my self-limiting bullshit. Growing up, I watched my parents fought over what I thought was the lack of money at the age of 4, when it was more than that. I've never seen them show each other affection. Not even holding hands, groping each other, or giving each other kisses, except for some occasions during my younger days. My dad would spank my mom's butt cheek cheekily and bought her flowers. But if you're talking about over the years, it's a very practical, pragmatic marriage with no real romance. The kind where the couple is more of a roommate than a teammate or partner. And only God knows why my dad would always walk ahead of my mother instead of waiting for her. I thought that, well, all marriages aren't meant to be happy or remain blissfully in love, until when I see my own patients, their spouses, be it the husband or wife, still taking care of them by the hospital bedside, really brought tears to my eyes. Happy marriages, happily ever after, still exist. The respect, the dedication, the commitment, the friendship on fire between these couples, where love meant that you're worth the inconvenience, patience, and you're worth taking up the extra space. My mother confessed to me before, you know, right after we sent the wedding invites back then, I had this gut feeling that I shouldn't go ahead with the wedding, but I didn't dare back out, which unfortunately that took a huge toll on my self-esteem, and I have difficulties even until today trusting others and myself as well. I had many negative spiraling thoughts. Was I not wanted? Was I not born out of love? Was I not worthy? This is so dang, this is so sad. I feel like it's never your fault. Like if they're not in love with each other, if they like have qualms about their relationship, it's nothing to do with you. We are only born because two-person decided to be horny and like do the thing, and we are born. Whether it's out of love or whether it's like necessity or whether it's like accident, their thoughts, like whatever they do is on them. It's none of your business, it's not your problem, and it is not your fault. Even for my parents, my family, I do feel like I don't know if it's an Asian Chinese parent thing. I don't see them kissing, I don't see them hugging. And even my dad walks in front of my mom, they don't wait for each other. Sometimes we will see like my parents go in different ways in the mall. And I was like, so who do I follow? Like where do we go? Yeah, I thought this was like a thing, like an Asian family stereotype kind of thing where maybe they're too shy to show affection. Maybe they're not the touchy-feely thing because you know you have to keep up appearances in public or like in front of your relatives because they're paiseh or something. So I always thought that they love each other. It's just they don't want a PDA. But then now that I've grown up and now I've seen how my parents interact with each other, I feel like they really do treat themselves like roommates rather than partners. I feel like they just got comfortable, but not in like a lovey-dovey way. Yeah, and I mean, it is what it is. It was only until recently that I learned that what my mother did was wrong. Confiding in me while I was still growing up instead of seeking a therapist. I was seeking external validation in all the wrong places because I felt like I wasn't worthy enough of love from even my own parents whom had difficulties in their marriage. I thought that love meant you got to prove your worth constantly through hard work and performance. I slowly built self-trust by keeping the promises that I set for myself to achieve and accomplish. I was a child who actually encouraged my mother to file for divorce and leave my dad. He was reactive, rude to my grandparents, and he couldn't control his outbursts. Regulating his emotions is still a foreign concept to him to this day. My only closure that gives me acceptance is that my own dad will never be able to meet me on the same emotional frequency. I grieved about it and then slowly I moved on. That's why when the older generation said about staying together for the kids' sake, I couldn't help but to feel that it affects the kids' perception of love and marriage even more. Preach. Preach, because this never works. Like whenever the people, like your parents, grandparents, whatever, they say you can't divorce because like the kids will have a broken family. Like what do you mean the kids will have a broken family when the family's already broken? Like you think the kids are stupid? Like you think they can't help whether you guys are lovey or just staying with each other, like tolerating each other? Like, I don't know what they were thinking, but I think they're just being delusional. They're just like lying to themselves that this is okay. I was constantly walking on eggshells whenever my dad was around when I was a child. How could I recognize calm love when all my nervous system knew was anxiety just because it was similar in a bad way? I felt that. My dad was kind of the same. Like, he always, like, not one day passed where he doesn't nag us about something in the house. Could be like you drop your socks on the couch or you never put your pads away or something really small, but he always has things to say about things that go wrong in the house that he doesn't like. And like it made me really anxious to just going home. I feel like I would be getting scolded every day for something that I probably did but don't think that it was such a big deal, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like if you ever get to marry someone, you make sure you know them inside out. What kind of person they are, whether they have like a good temper, that kind of thing, before you actually get married. I stayed in my previous 6 to 7 years of sexless relationship because I thought that love meant endurance and tolerating. As I saw my own mother tolerating my dad's actions and behavior by abandoning herself. Man, this is so sad. Because it's the only thing you know. Like the first thing that we know about love is watching how our parents handle each other. Like if we grow up in a broken household, we'll just keep shouting at each other. they don't kiss, they don't hug, you would think that love should be like a passive thing. Like maybe you grow up thinking that love is tolerance, it's like tolerating that bullshit, being forgiving. Because then when you get into a relationship, you will do the same thing to your partner, whether it's like adopting your dad's bad temper or adopting your mom's way of like tolerating with your dad's bullshit. I think it's toxic to yourself and to your partner. And I mean, I'm not saying that people who come from broken family are not worthy of love. I'm just saying that it will take a long time and effort to unlearn what you learned growing up. How she wasn't confident enough in herself to leave my dad, and she would rather be in her 50s to 60s with him by her side than being single, alone, and lonely. Disagree. I disagree with that sentence. I feel like I'd rather be single, alone, and happy. But it really depends. Like some people, they're happy alone. Some people, they are more like I have to have a partner because I feel weird being alone. I feel lonely being alone. And that's fine. Not everyone has like a strong heart. Not everyone can be happy alone. So I do kind of understand how she would rather stay with a toxic dad than like being a single widow or like a single divorced mom in her 50s to 60s. But honestly, if I was in her shoes, he would be gone. Like, I would not hesitate to just divorce him because it's like watching parasite fester on your body, right? It's like the corruption, it will carry with you throughout the years, your retirement years. You will feel anxious, you will feel like you wish you had done something different. So I don't think I would stay with someone toxic in the long run if I knew that I would be happier alone. Still, 6 to 7 years of sexless relationship is a long time. I don't know how she had endured that. I feel most people in our generation nowadays, if they have to have 6 to 7 years of sexless relationship, they would be cheating. They'll be cheating, they'll be divorcing, they'll be finding like a mistress, that kind of thing. But our parents' generations may be a bit different. However, when I look at my parents, even though it's been more than 3 decades of marriage, they don't have interesting conversations that flow seamlessly. They don't have much common interests. They don't show genuine interest or affection in one another. They snap at each other, and they are more concerned about the logistic side of things. Dad doesn't encourage my mother whenever she studies something new to upgrade her career. Mom doesn't mingle much with my dad's relatives or his own friends. Mom pushed the entire financial plannings on my dad, expecting him to settle since he's the man. Both are kind of passive in ways of taking care of each other and being there for each other. Both enable each other's bad habits as well. Both cannot even articulate their own needs to each other. I still stand from being happily single than dating or marrying for the sake of it, simply because I witnessed my own parents' marriage. I write this as a plea to each and every one of you reading this, not to settle for the sake of it or out of fear of being alone. It's very sad to feel lonely despite being married to someone. And do ask yourself how were you being brought up and whether your parents are emotionally matured, as it can have an indirect effect on how you approach love, dating, and relationships as well. No matter what, always treat your inner child right. No amount of external validation, even from dating, can satisfy that. This is a tough read. I feel like I watched this psychology video on YouTube like weeks back, and there's this video that says something about kids from a broken family ironically always turn out to be better parents for their kids because they know how it felt like to be like loveless, how it felt like to not get attention, so they will always want the best for their own kid, which I think is kind of cute. And I think it's kind of true because I think growing up, myself, I feel like my parents didn't really give me much attention because they were always working and they didn't really ask us how was our day. They tell us what they expect from us, but they never ask us how we're doing, whether we are doing a career that we like. They just ask us about salary and that's about it. So in a way, it felt like it was just family is like kind of for practical needs, but not necessarily fulfilling our emotional needs. So yeah, so I was like thinking to myself that if I ever were to have a kid with my husband, I want to make sure the kid is like comfortable with telling me their feelings, like treating me like their best friend. I want to be there for them every step of the way because they deserve a parent that cares about their feelings more than like the realistic side of things, more than their academics, more than their salary, more than like them whether they want to have kids in the future. Anyways, I think that is it for today. I read a lot of stories. My throat is running dry. I hope you guys like the stories I read today. And if you want more, do like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.